welcome to Silver Linings Talk Show. We are thrilled to have with us today Miss Heidi Rocha. She is a registered dental hygienist and an author of these amazing books for children. And I can't wait for you to hear what she's all about. We're going to have an amazing episode today. Heidi?
Hey, thank you so much for having me. This is wonderful.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about how you got into this as opposed to
like where it all began?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I started my career, we're just going to call it decades and decades and decades ago, as a dental hygienist in the office that I went to as a kid. I worked there in clinical practice for just about 30 years, but I've always, and I still do to this day, run their community outreach program, which basically is me going into schools and daycares and teaching kids about brushing their teeth, about visiting the dentist. I usually bring a dinosaur like Dino along with me. He's kind of famous. And we play games, good snacks, bad snacks games. It's very, very fun. The kids love it. I love it. Makes me happy. When the kids and all their energy just makes me smile. That's what kind of started me on the book writing, because part of my presentation, I would always want to finish off with a story, because these are 3, 4, 5-year-old kids. Yeah. You know, reading to them is very important.
Yeah.
So I read lots of children's books. But for me, I didn't find exactly what I was looking for. I wanted a book that was factual, educational, fun, and positive.
Yes.
And I didn't find that. There's lots of silly books.
Hard to find all of that in one book, right?
Yeah.
And I have to say, just bringing back to the beginning, who knew that dental offices had community outreach? Right?
Yeah, and not all do. My dentist office, I will say, is kind of special. That was the office that I went to since I was a child. Went there my whole childhood, went to dental hygiene school, started working there when I graduated, and literally have never left. It's an extra special place to me and to the community, and they do these things where they pay me to go into these places, these schools and daycares, but they don't get anything in return other than helping the community. So it's really a fabulous program.
I remember when I was in elementary school, we would have someone come in and they would give us that big old pint of Swish that they did the little Dixie cups. And then we'd have to take that little blue pill.
Oh, to see if you did a good job.
And we always thought we did such a good job. And then we took that blue pill and we were like, oh my God, I missed so much.
They're like, turn around, do it again.
Yes.
They still have those too. They still have those.
As part of the education.
That was important.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like you really thought you were doing a good job until you get that little bit of blue all over the place.
So you have that visual and you're like, whoa, I guess I wasn't doing as good as I thought.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you kind of brought up about, reading and not finding that book. So let's talk about your books. And I know we have some actually here, but you also sent us some photos, 2 of your books.
Yep.
So can you tell us about them, please?
So my book series is called the Sparkly Smile series. I thought that was appropriate.
Yes.
The first book I wrote was Toothbrushing with Maggie and Mommy, and basically it's about a little girl named Maggie. Go figure, my daughter is Maggie. So,
I love that.
Yep, and her mom's a dental hygienist, and her mom goes into her classroom to teach all the kids about brushing their teeth.
Oh, okay.
So Dino makes a debut in the story, and it's basically what I do and what I say when I go into classrooms.
Cool.
So that was my first book, and I kind of followed it up with a bunch more. So I have Maggie Visits the Dentist, which is a step-by-step of Maggie, getting ready, going to the dentist office. She's a little nervous. She has her teddy bear with her as her little security blanket. And it's the step-by-step what happens at the dentist. And I also have an activity book and a brushing tracker that's also Maggie,
Oh, that's smart.
Maggie themed. And then I had the brilliant idea of translating that book. So far I've only done one, but I had it translated into Spanish.
Great.
And that was a lot harder than I had thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
In my mind, I was going to go on Google Translate and type it in English, and Google Translate was just going to tell me what to write. Yeah, it's not that
You're gonna
easy.
see snacks with that
No,
one.
it's not that easy. So I had a couple different editors help me navigate the whole translation, and I think we got it down pat here.
That's awesome.
And I also have the 3 Stevie books because we can't have Maggie without having Stevie.
Can you show us?
Absolutely.
Like a
And
Stevie
my brother is Stevie, so what better way to torture your little brother than write a book series
Make
about
a
him?
little cartoon character.
Exactly.
Love it.
So I have Toothbrushing with Stevie and Friends. This is a very basic book for younger children. It goes through brushing your teeth. I have Stevie Visits the Dentist. Same type of
Nice.
thing, step by step going to the dentist. And then also the brushing tracker and activity book. So it has a month of
Nice.
toothbrushing charts and then coloring pictures with little,
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
and then at the end I have some joke pages, word search, maze, fun stuff. And I will point out, because I think this is super important, all of my books have been signed by the Tooth Fairy.
Oh, how special.
Yeah.
With a stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because, they do want that money or whatever they get.
Yeah, they
from
want
the
their
Tooth Fairy.
special prize.
Yes,
and
prize, yes.
So, fun fact, do
I
you
love
know
that.
what the Tooth Fairy does with the teeth that she collects? Oh, okay. All right.
I don't know.
No.
First
Please
of all,
tell
I
us.
have this in my books. First of all, she likes the strongest and the cleanest teeth the best. She uses the strongest ones to build her castle, and she takes the cleanest ones, turns them into magic Tooth Fairy dust, and that's what she sprinkles on little babies so they grow their own teeth.
How sweet.
Well,
I
that
did
makes
not
sense.
know
That's
that.
a motivator.
Right?
That is a motivator.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. So
my
Diane,
goodness.
what do you think about, first of all, these wonderful books here?
I love them. I love them. I want a little blue pill because I want to see how good I'm doing my teeth right now.
Go on.
I love that you have them building castles with those teeth. That just sounds so special and amazing, and I just love that. I didn't know that. So excited about that.
Thank you.
But I'm so glad to see you today, Heidi. I was wondering, where do you share these books and where do you educate people about these books? Because I didn't know about them.
Okay, so I share these books basically all over. I do story times. I do story times and an activity or a craft at different places. I belong to a group called Nutmeg Lit Fest. I'm a partner in that group, and we're a group of Connecticut authors, almost close to 350, I think, now, and we set up events all over the state.
Okay.
Free for our authors to attend, where we can go share and sell our books.
I think we had some photos to share of your
Yeah, absolutely.
your
Yeah.
events.
Yeah.
Oh, how cute.
That was in Manchester. We had probably about 80 authors lining the streets of Manchester. We're going to do that again this year. And we had story time, and every half hour, I think, we had another children's author up there doing a little story time. So that was super fun.
Nice.
That was Barnes & Noble in Glastonbury. I did a story time there as well. That was fabulous. I love reading the stories to the kids. I think that one
Looks like good.
might have been Colebrook in Hebron. It's for the older people. It's a place where they can live, or I think they do memory care and things like that there as well. But the older generations are very fearful, or had, you know, dentistry was different when they were younger, and lots of older people have that fear inside them that they pass on to their kids or their grandkids. So I thought, why not share, I know they're children's books, but why not share the children's books with them so that their, you know, upcoming generations don't have that fear that they might have had.
And they're not passing it along, and oftentimes there's a little regression as they get older and they have that memory care. So what's wrong with them bringing something of comfort?
Absolutely.
You know, there's
Absolutely.
nothing wrong with that. If it's
Right.
a blanket or something like that, that's not going to impede the process.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I love that so much.
This looks like a big crowd.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was Wethersfield. That was downtown Wethersfield. We did another big event in Old Wethersfield, lining the streets, and there was a big crowd for story time that day. We had a great turnout, perfect weather, lots of fun.
Excellent.
I know, you know, we can keep scrolling through these, and we don't necessarily need to know exactly where they're from, but as we're scrolling through these, I think it's really important that we touch upon why it's so important, why teeth cleaning and hygiene is so important. I think I'd just like to share a quick stat that I had heard that I think just really resonated with me. I had heard, I was speaking to a couple of Coast Guard retirees, and they were telling me that they had spoken to a Coast Guard physician, and he had said the #1 reason that recruits are turned away is because of dental health, and they will fix them up into a certain point. But if they're past a certain point, they can't take them. And that spoke volumes to me. So obviously there's an epidemic of poor dental health, but I know that also resonates in overall health.
Absolutely,
So can you
it's all
really,
connected.
can you please share with us a lot more? There's statistics I think that you have, but I think that's probably where your passion comes from.
Absolutely. So, not funny, but cavities, or you know, children's caries, means cavities. It's the #1 chronic disease of childhood.
It's so avoidable.
And so avoidable. In a lot of cases, avoidable.
Yes.
Sometimes it's not, but in a lot of cases, my belief is get your child to a dentist by the time that they're 1 year of age. That's what's recommended.
Wow.
Same as like a well child visit. You take them to the doctor. Not that they're going to get their teeth cleaned. They might have 2 teeth. They might have, 10 teeth. But it's more to educate the parents, teaching the parents what they should be doing with their children at home. And then starting good, healthy routines at a very young age. I think that's key. And that's why I also wrote these books, because I'm a firm believer. My girls are older, but I'm a firm believer that you sit in bed at night and you read a bedtime story with your kids, right? Why not read them something that's going to teach them? Don't put them in front of a screen. Don't buy them a ton of toys. I mean, you could do that sometimes, but read them books that have a lesson. Say your child has a cleaning coming up, and maybe they're a little nervous Nelly. Maybe they're not. Maybe they handle things nicely. Why not read them a book about visiting the dentist that walks them through exactly what's going to happen? Because first of all, it opens up a whole world of conversation. You can say, do you remember last time when you went to the dentist? Remember all the noises? Remember the bright light? Oh, don't forget, they give you sunglasses to wear so the light doesn't shine in your eyes.
And you can bring your
Bring your
stuffy.
teddy bear,
Yeah.
right. Or Don't forget, they use that crunchy toothpaste. Remember, it feels really silly on your teeth and in your mouth. You know, it's all those tactile things, those sensory things that you can talk through before your child even gets there.
So important.
Right?
You're creating a social story.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
with what you were just saying, and it helps so many children, especially when it is something that's repeated and you go over it. And I love the concept of, you know, bringing up the past experiences and remember this and that, and it helps to decrease the maybe nervousness or anxiousness, and just helps to facilitate a really healthy conversation. So that's awesome. I love that idea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm hoping to, you know, help some kids and some families. And I think if you do this, you have to remember 6 months, you know, normal dental visits are about 6 months apart. 6 months in a child's life is like a lifetime.
It is.
It's forever.
Developmentally, they're
Right,
they're
right.
growing so fast.
And they go through so many different stages. And just because they did good at last visit 6 months ago,
Right.
doesn't mean that this visit you don't need to prepare for.
Right.
You know, you still need to prepare for these kind of things.
So let's talk about some pieces that I think are important for parents to hear. And I remember bringing up this conversation because I remember going to the dentist and the dentist saying that they're really not fans of gummies, whether it's candy or vitamins, which so many things are gummies now, because they were seeing so many children with cavities throughout their mouth in between their teeth. So I had brought that up to you and saying, you know, this is definitely something that I think a lot of families may encounter. And you also talked about, you know, when you put your child to bed, what should they be given as a drink before bed versus, you know, some people will give milk. You know, I'd love to hear your thoughts on gummies and bedtime.
Yeah,
and
what should the
Absolutely.
bedtime
and the
routine
important
be?
things to do to help clean your teeth in between.
All right, I have lots of pointers. So as far as bedtime, before bed, you of course want to go through your routine, wash your face, brush your teeth, depending on how old the child is, floss their teeth, read your bedtime book. If you're going to take a gummy vitamin, take it before you brush your teeth. Gummies, everything is gummy these days.
Yes.
Everything, for
Yes.
kids, for adults,
Yes.
snacks, vitamins, everything. You know, when you eat a gummy, I don't care what it is, it's going to stay stuck in your teeth,
Right.
right? If it stays stuck in your teeth, you know what's going to happen.
Right.
Especially if it's something that you're doing night after night after night after
Absolutely.
night,
Yep.
right? So my advice would be, if your vitamins or gummies, do it before you brush your teeth. Then you brush your teeth, then you go to bed. At night, when you put a little cup next to the nightstand, because of course your child's gonna wake up in the middle of the night, Mommy, I'm thirsty, whatever. Make it water.
I went to bed every night with a cup of water.
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, I mean, I still to this day do that.
Oh,
but
I do too.
Yeah, I need to have water. Even if I don't drink it, it's like a little security.
I know
like
it's
having-
there, and if
Yes,
I wake up,
yes, exactly.
I can have a sip.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Absolutely.
And
You also talked quickly about a water pick.
Oh, water picks are excellent. Yep, they even have water picks now for kids. Personally, I don't think a water pick should take the place of flossing. I think it should be done in addition to flossing.
Okay.
But it's another great thing to help keep your gums healthy.
yeah,
Awesome.
I think Diane has a question
Question
for
too.
you.
Before the question, though, I have to say, I recently got a cavity. I haven't had cavities in, I don't know, 15 years or something. I'm so glad you brought that up, because I eat vitamin C gummies, and I was, just popping, like during the, cold season here, I was popping a gummy at night, and I was doing it before bed. So I think that's how I got my cavity. Darn.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyway, I won't be doing that anymore, so.
It's not something that you would normally think of.
Yes.
What's that?
That's true.
It's not something that would normally pop in your head. You think you're doing something good taking a vitamin.
Right.
yeah, it's a vitamin C. I'm
Right.
like, that would be good for me, right?
Right. Right.
Anyway, I'm curious to know about mobile dentist, like free dental for people. I know there's maybe something called Mission of Mercy or something can you tell us about that for people who have a hard time affording dental?
Yes.
So dentistry in itself, having anything done is expensive, and some people just can't afford it. So there is a group called Mission of Mercy. They set up free dental clinics around Connecticut, and there's some other states that they do. And I know the lines are crazy long, and it's a couple days they set it up for. It's like over a weekend, but they see patients a couple days, and it's an excellent opportunity for anyone that can't afford having work done on their teeth to go to these free dental clinics that they have.
And also, just to piggyback that, is I find this interesting, is through the VA, they have so many wonderful programs and medical assistants. They do not have dental.
Isn't that crazy?
And so I think that is something that some dentist offices have kind of looked at, and like there'll be like one particular day or something that they will offer free dental services for adults, for veterans.
All the more reason for prevention, right?
All the more reason for
right?
taking care of your teeth when you're young
Right.
to help when you get older.
I think you
Absolutely.
have some helpful tips for parents, because all of this is a lot, and maybe some parents are like, how am I going to handle all this?
Yeah, yeah.
And we have some
do we have
photos about it, too.
Do we have some photos on that? I'd love to
Yeah.
see those.
And
Oh,
so what
Yeah.
would you say are some helpful tips for parents?
So brush with your child twice a day, after breakfast, before bed. Those are ideal. Some
love the
kids
charts.
eat breakfast at school, which makes it a little harder, but you could always advise your child, if they're having breakfast at school, to drink some water with it to kind of at least rinse your teeth a little bit.
Yeah.
Parents need to, I have this rule, it's in my books, it's called the 8 years old rule. The rule says mommy, daddy, or another adult have to help their kids with their teeth at home until they're 8 years old. I've seen lots of parents and children at 3 years old that think that they can do a great job brushing their teeth, and you can't.
Sure.
I think parents need to get in there and help. I think I've seen many kids put up a fuss, and parents say, it's their baby teeth. We're not going to worry about it.
They're going to fall out anyways.
They're going to fall out anyway. Well, it's like anything else. It's like taking a bath. It's like getting dressed. It's like going to the doctor. It's not a choice that you have as a child. This is something that you have to do for your health. You have to take care of your teeth. You have to brush your teeth. You have to go to the dentist.
you're creating sustainable lifelong habits is what you're trying to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's just really
Definitely.
important.
Yes.
I love that you're taking a stand on that, because I don't think that there is an understanding of that. Kind of like it's so easy to just say, oh, for now, but
Yeah.
then it's a battle.
Well, also, baby teeth are important as baby teeth. If you have a cavity in a baby tooth, the whole environment of your mouth changes. It's more acidic. The other teeth are more prone to getting cavities. If you have a baby tooth that falls out prematurely, you need something to hold that spot for that baby tooth, or else everything falls apart.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true. So what is next for you?
What is next for me? That's a good question. So honestly, I've just started a writing and accountability coaching business. So I have many authors that come up to me and say, I've always wanted to write a kid's book, but I just don't know where to start. So I am going to try and help guide people, because I've learned how to do this all on my own, and everybody can learn to do it on their own. And I also have an idea rattling around for a little series when Maggie and Stevie are a little bit older. It's a little adventure series that I'm starting to write, which is kind of exciting. So keep your eye out for that in the future as well.
I love that.
Diane, let's slip you back into this conversation.
Yes, this is all so exciting, Heidi. I love all this mission that you're on, and I love what you're doing. How can people reach out to you? How do they find you? How do they get your book? How does that all work?
Excellent. So I have a website, HeidiRochaAuthor.com, and my books are on Amazon. That's probably the easiest place to find them. You can also find some of them on, oh yeah, that's my story time. That's what I offer for my story times. You can also find some of them on barnesandnoble.com. The Toothbrushing with Maggie and Mommy was in the actual Barnes & Noble in Glastonbury. But the easiest place probably to find them would be to Amazon.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, we are so happy that you came and shared this with us. I mean, some people think, oh, such a light topic. It's so simple, but it
Goes deep.
it goes
complex.
right to the roots.
Right to the roots.
Yeah, I like that. Very nice.
And here we
Couldn't
have
resist.
Dino, the dinosaur. Now, he is like your sidekick.
He is my sidekick. Would you like to try and brush Dino's teeth?
You know what? Dino has like real kind of
Those are really shiny.
really
I'm impressed.
shiny plasticky teeth. So you really get a good idea about brushing because they're not like fabric or felt.
Right. And the kids
How
love.
cool.
I can show them what they have to do, and the kids love taking a turn brushing Dino's teeth.
Yes,
Wonderful.
awesome. Well, this has
And
been
he's cute too.
He is cute.
Isn't he? He's very huggable.
This has been
love
such
it.
an informative and fun conversation on, a topic that is, important for every single person and every single child.
Thank you for joining
Yes.
us.
I thank you all so very much for
Yes.
inviting me. This has been spectacular. I really appreciate
Thank you
it.
for sharing your books, and I definitely think it's awesome if you expand your series.
And don't forget,
Always look for the silver lining.
Silver linings. Yeah.